Everybody, it's Eddie here, and in this video I'm going to be going over 10 indicators and things that I usually like to look out for when it comes to buying and selling cryptocurrency. The first is the Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve, and this is probably because it helps me buy in ranges versus specific prices. When we look at the past 10 years of Bitcoin's price history, we understand that buying in these ranges, and these ranges were always a good buying opportunity, and over here, and potentially up here are great selling opportunities. If we zoom in over here, we can see that there are about 11 lines and 3 solid lines up here. So personally for myself, I like to use these lines as risk management indicators. So if I buy down here, or here, any of these lines, I am lowering my risk compared to buying up here, or here. To me, this is a buying range and this is a selling range. And so for me, when I look at this, this is about like, hey, you're entering about a 40-45% risk. This is about a 50% risk range. And if I'm buying up here, it's like, no, don't buy, because it's like a 90% risk that the Bitcoin price could fall. Versus if I buy down here, it will most likely go up. For example, when Bitcoin was bouncing off this line right over here and right over here, I was buying much more aggressively than when Bitcoin was bouncing on these ranges. And especially right over here, I wasn't really accumulating as much, but over here, much heavier. The second indicator is the RSI, the relative strength index. You can't be using the RSI alone, but it definitely helps indicate bottoms and trend reversals. When you look at the far right, there are numbers, and during the March crash, we dipped as low as 16. And at the peak of when we hit 42K, we reached 90 right over here. So for me, the way that I like to use it is when I look at this over here, man, we have been oversold completely, especially right over here. That was a great buying opportunity, right? But if we see, the RSI ranging in the 90s and we're up here, that's probably not a great buying time, right? We want to wait for a retracement, and that would have been a nice buying time. Now with the RSI, you can also measure the double bearish divergences right over here, which is a trend reversal. And we can also say that there is a double bullish divergence right over here, which is another trend reversal. So right now the RSI is sitting around 69 on the daily. So we don't want to just be looking at the daily because that's still considered a shorter time frame. Instead, we want to go to the weekly, and we can see that on the weekly, we are around 54. So for me, dollar cost averaging in, even when Bitcoin is still hovering around $43,000, is a great buying opportunity. Next is going to be the MACD, which is a very popular indicator to use alongside with the RSI. Anytime we are in the greens, that is a good selling opportunity. Anytime we are in the red, that is a great buying opportunity right over here. So right now we are in the greens. It could do something like this and it can dip below. When we dip below, there might be a slight red day or a red week, and that would be a good time to accumulate. Now again, just looking at the daily is still a shorter time frame, so you want to go on the weekly, and we can see that on the weekly, it's looking actually really good. Why? Because right now we have had a ton of green, and then we had a really long period of red, just as long as the green. And if we flip this into green, that's when we can see the second half of the bull run go. Next is the 50-day and the 200-day moving average. The green indicates the 50-day and the red represents the 200-day. Anytime we are above the 50-day moving average, that indicates a nice bull trend. And then anytime we are below the 50-day, that indicates a bearish trend. And so for me, buying when we're above the 50-day moving average is still a great buying opportunity, but it's even a better opportunity when we are below it. Right now, we are above the 50-day moving average, and I believe that we are going to attempt and try to break out of the 200-day moving average. If we do, then that is when we will continue higher. Now, we can also use this to indicate death crosses and a potential golden cross. So if we do get a golden cross as well, that's going to be very bullish for the Bitcoin price. Now, next is the Gaussian Channel. Now, this is one of those indicators that I like to use kind of at the very end to give me a broader perspective on where the market's at. Anytime there is red, that indicates a bearish trend. And anytime we see green, those are bullish trends. Now, historically, buying Bitcoin when we were below the Gaussian Channel have been the best buying opportunity. So you could have bought over here, sell up here, sell up here, buy here, sell there, buy there, sell here, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. You get the idea. So when we were down over here, I was telling my Patreon team, hey, this is a great buying opportunity and we will most likely see a relief rally because historically there has always been a relief rally. And so we bought heavy. I bought extremely heavily down here, and now we as a team are enjoying the profits from buying the dip. If you guys are interested in checking out the team, I'll leave the link down below. Definitely consider checking it out. Next is going to be the hash ribbon indicator. This is probably one of the strongest buying signal indicators that are out there. Ever since May 2012, we have only seen these buy signals around 11 times. Now, historically, anytime we were in these red areas over here, those were amazing buying opportunities, especially moments where we had dips like this. Those are capitulation moments. Now, if this moment and this moment was a great buying opportunity, imagine how much greater right now this entire dip is. So right now, to me, when I look at this, it's looking extremely good. If this flips over like that and like that, we can definitely see green and trend upwards. Now, in the past 10 years, anytime Bitcoin got a buy signal over here, Bitcoin's price was ranging in these ranges over here. 12 out of 12 times, not 11, but 12, you would have been in profit if you bought any time the signal flashed. Right now, we may see another one flash over here. If we do, great. If we don't, then we can accumulate cheaper Bitcoin for a longer time. Next is the Fibonacci retracement tool. Now, this is a tool that you kind of have to practice, and it's not 100% accurate all of the time, but it helps give projections and buying levels. If we grab the Fibonacci retracement tool, get it from the 2017 high all the way to the December 2018 low, and extend that over here, we can see that the 0.618 level right over here acted as really strong support. And we can also see that this range over here acted as resistance. And so personally for myself, I do expect a full extension, meaning that the price will probably bounce, go higher, and at least hit up here to $73,000. Now there's a chance we could break above and continue higher, but that is where we can use the Fibonacci retracement tool in other ways. So if we zoom in, go to the previous $65,000 high, all the way to the $28,000 low, we can see that the 0.382 has been acting as resistance. We broke above it, and I do believe that we will visit the 0.618, the $50,000 range. Now, if Bitcoin were to break past above and continue higher, it's very possible that we can revisit a $87,000, $123,000, $159,000, and as high as $181,000. Next, I like to look at the entire total crypto market cap and not just Bitcoin alone. And so we did go as high as $2.5 trillion and as low as $1.1 trillion. When I look at that the total market cap is only at $1.7 trillion, to me, that indicates very undervalued. If I grab the Fibonacci retracement tool, go from the 2.5 high all the way to the 1.1 low. Now, to me, this indicates that it is very possible for the entire crypto market cap to reach a $7 trillion market cap. But if you hear things like we're going to reach a $20 trillion market cap by the end of this year or next year, to me, it's very unreasonable just because I'm going to be looking at the Fibonacci extensions, and 7 trillion is more realistic for myself. To be honest, a $3 trillion would be okay as well. Next, I love to look at the Fear and Greed Index. It kind of gives a market sentiment of where everyone's kind of at. Of course, last month we were at extreme fear at 20. Last week we were at 60. Yesterday 52, and now we are at 69. Now, although 69 can seem pretty high compared to 52, 60, and 20, if we scroll down, we can see in the max time frame starting November of 2020 all the way until February of 2021. So that's about 4 months. The entire crypto market was at extreme greed, hovering around the 80 to 90 for 4 months. So when we see the entire crypto market hovering around the 10, right, 20s, 30s, that is a great buying opportunity. And right now we are sitting around 69. So to me, we can definitely go higher and hover up longer. Lastly, it is the stock to flow model. You guys have heard me talk about this model many times, but it is one of my favorite models. To me, the way that I like to use this indicator is that anytime we are below this median line over here, then it is great buying opportunity. So for me, when I look at this, great buying opportunity. Anytime we are above, like over here and over here, that is a great selling opportunity. And so, yes, when we are hovering around the $65,000 range, that could have been a good selling opportunity. But when you miss the opportunity to sell, well, at least you can buy cheaper Bitcoin and ride it up. And historically, anytime we were in the green range down over here, that was a great buying opportunity. Anytime we were in the red range, it was a great selling opportunity. And right now, it seems like there might be a potential reversal in the charts. Well, that'll be it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Hope this video was helpful. If you guys are interested, I do have a Patreon group where I do share more exclusive content. Definitely consider checking that group out. I'll leave that link down below. But other than that, guys, thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching. I'll see you guys in the next video over. Invest wisely and good night, good morning, adios.